58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright.
What they call Latin America is not Latin at all. It is indigenous land, breathing beneath centuries of dust, and somehow still remembered itself.
Mexico, from the language of the Mexico, Tenochtitlan in the navel of the moon. It came from the heart of a people who read destiny in the stars and built cities upon lakes. They tried to drown it in conquest, but every child who says Mexico today is proof that the moon still remembers her name.
Guatemala, from the Mayan word Guatemayan, place of many trees.
They cut down the forest, burned the sky, but the roots refused to die. The Maya still speak, still count time by suns, and every saber tree that stands tall as Guatemala remembered itself.
Nicaragua,
from Nica and Oaxaca, here on the land between the waters. They tried to erase the meaning of here, but we never left. We survived in the stories told on the lake's edge, and the fisher's tongue that still calls the waters by name.
El Salvador, Spanish for the savior.
But beneath that cross lies Cuscatlan, place of precious jewels. They stole the gold but could not take the shine from our blood. Every Salvadoran who calls their land Cuscatlan is one of those jewels reborn.
Panama,
from the Kuna word Banaba,
place of many fish.
They dug canals and carved through her body, but the sea still sings the original word. In the tides, the Kuna people still speak it, and their canoes still ride the breath of their ancestors.
Cuba, from the Taino, Cuba, fertile land.
They tried to silence the Taino tongue, but the earth refused. It grows in rebellion, and the word Cuba still tastes like soil after rain. The same soil that never forgot its people. Dominican Republic, a colonial echo, but the island's first name was Quisqueya, mother of all lands, and she still nurtures her children in songs and poems and whispers at night. Quisqueya still breathes through Dominican hearts.
Puerto Rico,
rich port they called it, but before them it was Bordican, land of the brave and noble Lord. They outlawed the name, but they could not erase the people who wore it. Every Boricua today is Bordican, reborn, still brave, still noble,
still standing. Honduras,
depths, the Spaniards said, but before their ships it was Copan, kingdom of snakes. Comayagua, plain of water. Olancho, abundant valley. The stones of Copan still stand, still carved with faces of gods the world tried to bury, and the Lenca people still here, still singing to the soil.
Costa Rica,
rich coast they said, but the Biri called it Talamanca, high place of thunder. When thunder strikes, it's the old one speaking back. The language lives in the mountains, still whispered in rain and thunder and pride. Colombia, from the conqueror's name, but before that it was Bogota, beyond the fields and Iswama, heart of the world. Though they changed its title, they could not change its pulse. The heart still beats in every indigenous village, and the world still depends on its breath. Little Venice, they said, mocking what they didn't understand, but it came from Maracaibo, Coquibacoa, place of many waters.
Bay of ancestors,
and the Wadao boat people
still glide through those same waters,
proving that ancestry floats, it never sinks. Ecuador, they named it Equator, but it came from Quito, from the Quito people, middle of the world. And indeed, the world turns around them, still they survive by holding the center whenever everyone else lost balance.
Peru from Beirut, they said.
But the Inca knew it, that's Tawantin Suyu. The 4 regions united, they tore your empire apart. But the Quechua tongue remains, millions still speak it. Still so mazed with the same prayers to Intis, the sun.
Bolivia, named for Bolivar.
But its soul is Cuyasuyu,
Land of the Kuya people.
They try to strip your language, but the Aymara rose again. Now their words echo in government halls. Their flag, the wheat full of flies again. In the wind, Chile, from Chile. Aymara for where the land ends. Or Tre, Mapudungun for cold snow. And though the Mapuche were hunted, they never vanished. The drums still thunder in the valleys. The children still speak the word Wall Mapu. Our languages still breathe, our songs still rise. Our faces still carry the sunrise of the old world.
They erased our gods, burned our codices, called us pagans, savages, slaves. But even silence has a pulse. Even ashes remember the fire.
We are that fire, we are that memory. We are what survived the storm. The DNA of the land is indigenous. The roots beneath every modern street still whisper their first names. Listen close, you can.
El autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
Alrighty. Let's go. Another late night. Sorry, fam. All right, we got hate and sadness. They hate you for just being a Mexican. I'm not kidding, man. I mean, they hate all indigenous people, but they really fucking target Mexicans. I'm gonna give you a suggestion. Like for example, the song that I played from Alquimitza, right? So check this out. I'm gonna show you something. So I like this dude's music. I don't know if he is like part of this indigenous revolution, dude. Which I don't agree with indigenous revolution when it comes to his suggestions that supposedly we are not, certain people. Mythical books, right? You can say mythical books for now. I'll leave it like that, like Bible speaking, right? And the reason I don't agree with him and I don't play his fucking music, every now and then I will play that other guy, is because they tell us themselves We don't have to go and force shit to happen. So I've shared this book with you guys many, many times. Okay. Now, this book is technically in Spanish, but fortunately, I found a Google app that you can take a picture of books of the page and it'll translate it for you. Okay. So that's what I did. The book is called, let me see, hold on. Because everything that I share here in this channel, I also source. So, this, is it El Descubrimiento? Hold on, I have it on some other note. Give me a second. Where the hell is the notes? Hold on, let me see this real quick, fam. Let me get the copy of the book at least so you can see it. Because I've shared it before, it's not a big deal. And I need you to know this because I don't want nobody to say, oh, well, he's altering the shit that the book is saying. Like, nah, fuck no. You can read the fucking shit yourself and, translate it for yourself. I'm just helping out brothers and sisters because, I also, reading Spanish is not like my forte either. Obviously I prefer reading English, dude. And especially because I'm still practicing my English, to be honest with you. And what the fuck, bro? Where is it at? Oh my God, this is fucking annoying me. Hold on a second. I'm out of the way. God, I'm so fucking annoying. Should have brought it out before. This, what do you... Here it goes. Okay, so then stop, man. I just got it. I just saw it. That's cool. There it goes. So it's called La Participación Judía en el Descubrimiento de América. Now, the reason this is important is because this guy's name is called Mario Javier Saban. In case you don't know this, this is an Argentinian so-called Jew. So these are the people from Argentina that wrote this shit, okay? Just to make sure. And remember, we've seen the World Cup. What the hell's going on, right? Like, who's getting favored? Who was getting favored at, for the most part? What's up, sis? How you doing? Good to have you here. They were, right? Like they were fucking Israel's little baby and shit. Why do you think they have the same colors? Anyways, we all knew that. But look, in that book, again, this is in Spanish, but I used a Google app to translate it. Watch what it says on page 5. And I'm just going to read a little bit of it because this is part of the stuff that I want to show you in the actual main class that I've been working on. I just haven't had time. It says here, here. Finally, the Inquisition's response was swift. On August 3rd, 1492, exactly the same day that Admiral Christopher Colon departed from the port of Palos de la Frontera, the deadline for the Jews to leave Spain was reached, coincidence or not, on the same day, right? Now, keep in mind, it says the Jews and Jewish converts who supported the great admiral were convinced in many cases that beyond the Atlantic Ocean, there existed a kingdom whose inhabitants traced their origins back to the ancient Hebrews of the kingdom of Israel. That is to say, they firmly believed in the existence of a place on earth where the lost tribes of Israel surely lived. Are you guys following? I'm not making this up. And this is an actual Spanish book. It's about 16 pages thick, and it costs about $130-something. So who in their right mind would buy that? Obviously, I didn't buy it at that price. But you see, this is the problem with you people, bro. When I bring out some facts, some of you guys just stay quiet, dude. I don't understand. Are y'all scared, man? Are you guys scared? Is that what it is? This conviction was based on the interpretation of ancient rabbis, Hebrew spiritual leaders, and on the accounts of Jewish travelers returning from distant communities. Vicente Risco comments, according to the Jerusalem Talmud, there are Israelites hidden somewhere on earth where by special providence of God, a cloud covers them to preserve them from the foreign peoples, kind of like King Kong and shit. This hidden land was what Columbus was actually supposed to be searching for through his project. Why? Now, remember, keep in mind, this is not an English book. This is a Spanish book. A Spanish book. Now, you know, obviously, I'm glad that I was able to find Google and translate it for y'all. Hidden land, huh? Supposed to be searching through for his projects. Supposedly, right? Ezra, or Ezra's, the Hebrew scribe, had a vision in Babylon through which he where he imagined the 10 tribes of Israel in distant lands. Let's see. This further intensifies the Jews' search for those 10 tribes. Then it continues. The book of Ezra was written in Hebrew and Aramaic, and all authors agree that the prophet speaks of the new world. Now, I want to remind you, and I've shared this book with y'all many times, because I think it's just completely, how can I say this, supporting this statement. I mean, why are we going to keep ignoring the obvious? Why? Why are we going to ignore the obvious? I mean, it's constantly telling us. Here, I'll show you real quick. This is from the book Jews, God, and History. We're going to come back to this in a little bit. Okay, they wrote this themselves. They're not kidding, fam. Like, they know this shit themselves. Like, this is Max Dimont, the Jew, so-called, right? He wrote that book. And in that book, on page 371, again, you know, I'm just trying to remind you guys what's going on. But, you know, you believe it or not, okay, fine, sounds good. Keep worshiping the stupid Virgin Mary and the dumb fucking Jesus that you love. It's sad that your heritage is right in front of you, but you prefer to fucking suck on a pipe. It says on the second paragraph in the same page, as a footnote to history, we must record the fact that the Indians on the Caribbean island, where the flotilla first landed, were greeted in Hebrew, in Arabic or Aramaic, by one Luis de Torres, a Jewish interpreter aboard the flagship for Columbus, was certain that the natives spoke either Hebrew or Arabic. Why? Why was he certain? Oh, let me read it. Let me go now. Let's go back. Let's go back to the book that I shared with y'all. Again, this book is 16 pages long. It's in Spanish. I use Google to translate it for you in English. That'd be the only way, the best way that we can understand this book, because I've read it to you guys in Spanish. But, you know, honestly, I'm working on reading, and I guess I can read, but I'm still lacking context understanding as I'm reading. You get what I'm saying? In Spanish, by the way, not in English. So I rather present it to you in English so then we can both have a better understanding. So here what you see is a translation, right, through a Google app from a Spanish book that I have. This book costs about 100 and some shit, and it's only 16 pages long. It was written by a Argentinian Jew. Coincidence? No. It says the book of Ezra was written in Hebrew and Aramaic, and all authors agree that the prophet speaks of the new world. Who is this prophet? Who is he? Wait, what prophets? What are you talking about? It continues. We know, and on this there is general agreement among historians, explorers, that Christopher Columbus read Ezra and Isaiah, who said, "For me shall be gathered the inhabitants of the distant islands, with the ships of Tarshish at their head, to bring your children afar with their gold and silver," coincidence, "for the sake of the Lord, for the sake of your Lord your God, and because of the Holy One of Israel, for he glorifies you," Isaiah 60:9. And then it says, "And for behold, I create my new heaven and a new earth, and the former things shall not be remembered, no come into mind," Isaiah 65:17. Since Christopher Columbus was a reader of those books of the Bible, it is not surprising that the Romanic interpretation of the prophecies contained therein had a strong impact on the mind of the future discoverer. Understand what we just read? I literally just showed you an example of what they're hiding from you. Again, this is a book here, right? Jews, God, and History. This is one of their favorite books. And they even say themselves to themselves, and hopefully maybe you'll catch it, maybe you won't, right? The enemy has to tell you the truth. We're just stupid enough not to read it. As a footnote to history, once record the fact that the Indians of the Caribbean island where the flotilla first landed were greeted in Hebrew and Arabic by one Luis de Torres, a Jewish interpreter aboard the flagship, where Columbus was certain that the natives spoke either Hebrew or Arabic. And we're reading, once again, this other book that this other Jew writes and says, Sephardic Jews originally from Spain knew that if a state formed by the 10 tribes of Israel were found, it would come to their defense. But logically, it was necessary to finance the project, which, if realized, could imply the future political redemption of the Hebrew people. This was the thinking of the Jews of Sepharad, or so-called Spain. And it says the Iberian Jews, again, this is a translation from Spanish to English from a AI app, or so to speak, Google, which translates languages or books that you read. The Iberian Jews always remember the word of Deuteronomy, where we read, nor is it, the Torah, that is the Old Testament, beyond the sea. And it continues asking, who will cross over for us to the other side of the sea to bring it to us and proclaim it to us so we may observe it. Then it says, so it's considering Deuteronomy 30 and 13. We continue. The rabbinic interpretation of the Judo-Spanish sage Ibn Ezra is as follows. The expression beyond the sea signifies a distant place, remoteness. That is what lies beyond the great ocean, that is the Atlantic Ocean. This is why several hundred years earlier, the Jews of the Iberian Peninsula believed that Columbus projected what was not far-fetched. Now, we can continue to read this, right? Prior to these pages, we learned that these people were the ones that funded the navigation of 1492 to come to over here. Now, this is why I share this with y'all, and I know that there's not many people that give a fuck about what I have to share. I know that. Like, you motherfuckers don't care. I don't even know why you guys are subscribed to this channel. Out of the 829, there's only like 3 people. Bro, just unsubscribe, bro. Like, you guys don't give a fuck. I'm giving you guys some fucking gold mine. Eric? Yeah, you probably go over there. Give me a second, fam. So yeah. Anyways, whatever. Maybe I'm glad my son changed. Whatever I was saying, I don't remember anymore. Anyhow, I wanted to share that with y'all because I don't think you know how important it is as to who you are. Now, when people say, "Oh, Mexicans," I'm not talking about everybody, bro. I'm talking about indigenous people. I'm not talking about no mestizos. I'm not talking about no Afro. No, I'm not talking about none of that shit. I'm talking about the indigenous bloodline of mine. Let's get that straight first. If you're from another continent and you're trying to teach your people who they are, great. Do it. I'm going to worry about this one. And in this one, we deal with a lot of crazy-ass people. Let's continue. Well, now, actually, let's begin.
Official White House TikTok account just posted this. Along with this caption, deportations will continue. And if this was anything other than just, well, blatant racism, if this was about legal immigration, about doing
This is the White House straight up playing that shit. Yeah, this is the White House. Like that, they're literally saying that they're going to deport Mexicans. That's why I put this. I obviously brothers from other tribes. Yeah, I acknowledge you, but they see you and they'll say you're Mexican too. Shit. I mean, they're talking to all of us but they call you Mexican, bro. Like they're talking to all of us. You know what I'm saying? I just figured I'll summarize it and hurry up and fucking remind you of how special you guys are. All.
The official White House TikTok account just posted this. along with this caption, deportations will continue. And if this was anything other than just, well, blatant racism, if this was about legal immigration, about doing it the right way, then we might also see, well, the Canadian version with hockey, poutine, Justin Bieber playing in the background, or the German version with Oktoberfest, or the Irish version where Donnie's mom is from, or literally any other country. But it's always Mexico. Mexican culture is always,
bro. Always. Whenever there's a so-called election, Mexicans get the worst. Midterms, Mexicans get the worst. Somebody wanting to go to war, Mexican gets the worst.
used as the punchline. Because, well, tacos aren't illegal, mariachi isn't illegal, sombreros aren't illegal, and immigration status is literally invisible. It's a piece of paper. Nobody walks around with a sign that says US citizen or green card holder or Einstein visa holder, as was the case with Melania. Videos like this have nothing to do with immigration status. Instead, they're just depicting an entire culture, which actually doesn't help anyone enforce immigration. Instead, it just makes it incredibly dangerous for the millions of Mexicans or people that look like Mexicans who live in the United States, regardless of what their piece of paper says. And look, normally I don't even comment on the White House's social media posts because it's all rage bait. It's designed to make you angry. It's not serious policy communication. It's not meant to inform. It's meant to own the libs. And
to rage bait you and then also feed them racist Cracker Barrels what they love, that feeling of superiority. That's why they talk like that. Let's really think about this for a moment, because that's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, for all you that are athletes, right, and are not insecure about yourselves, you know what I'm saying? I love competition, bro. I want to play, well, not anymore now, but when I was younger, I wanted to play with the best motherfucking player they had. I wanted to test myself to see what my strength and limits are, or fucking I can break them. That's typically what you do without insecurity. But apparently these type of people, they don't have that type of concept. They seem to have insecurity about even being threatened. And me personally, I don't understand it. I share this with you, fam, because I don't want you to hate. I want you to realize the destruction of their mind. You are literally seeing it in our face. They can say what they want. They can pass all the laws that they want to pass. At the end of the day, if it's really going to happen where it becomes such a Naziistic motherfucking place, then it's going to become that motherfucking place. And I don't know if you and I really understand how raza works. I don't think it's going to fly that easy, or we'll fucking skedaddle down to Mexico. You know, one of the two. We either fight or we leave. But before it gets to any drastic changes, that shit is going to happen. You understand what I mean? So all the bullshit rhetoric, don't listen to it. I just wanted to show you the destruction of these people. If they hate you that much, dude, the other day I saw a video where these people were saying, they were asking Biden's son, I think Don Lemon was interviewing him, and he was saying like, hey man, like, so who's gay in that whole DC shit? And he's like, man, I'm not going to say none of that. You know what I mean? But he said it in such a slick way. He's like, so, I mean, are you asking me if so-and-so is gay? Or are you asking me if so-and-so is gay? Are you asking me if so-and-so is gay? He's like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. And he mentioned Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller, that motherfucking disgusting looking squirm, bro. Apparently, you know, supposedly, I don't know, that's what they say. That's the rumor. Stephen Miller's gay. And that, you know, when I heard that, I started laughing. I was laughing because then you realize, like, you kind of think about what the fuck why do they hate us so much? And then you see some simple ass fucking nonsensical, emotional, internal stupidity of these people. He hates us because he's gay? My wife's like, maybe he liked the dude that was Mexican and the dude fucking didn't like him back or something. Wow. And he just ended up hating. I mean, seriously, man. This dude that just died. What's his name? This fucking Republican dude. All of a sudden, they knew him as Lady G and shit. Like he was like he was totally fucking gay. Everybody knew it. Republican, but he passed laws that were against LGBTQ people. The fucker hated himself so much. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't understand people like that. I don't get it, man. Same way I don't get people why they hate so much. I mean, this retarded hatred. Look, I'll give an example. And this is what bothered me. This is why I'm sharing this short one here, because these motherfuckers, they literally hid the records of these young people dying, all for the sake of political fucking, propaganda that not many motherfucking people had died yet. Why is it so convenient? Well, because it was only one white guy that died. The other ones were brown, so you know what I mean? At least 1/4, you know what I mean? You gotta give 1/4, bro. It's disgusting. Listen to this.
It happened in theater for the 4 soldiers we're talking about, and then their names were scratched off or taken off a list in the Pentagon, to me is abhorrent. It's criminal. When a soldier is killed in combat, usually within 24 hours, this memorial service occurs. Everyone shows up for it to pay their last respect. Everyone who knows the soldier talks about him or her and says how they contributed to the unit. The first sergeant, or at least all the units I've been in, does what's called the last roll call. The first sergeant normally does is call a couple of names out as you would normally do in a formation, and then the name of the deceased soldier would be called 1 time, 2 times, 3 times with no answer. And the answer becomes the trumpeter playing taps. Ben, you can tell I'm getting a little emotional even thinking about it. That brings you to your knees. To know that that's happening in theater, that it did happen in theater for the 4 soldiers we're talking about, and then their names were scratched off or taken off a list in the Pentagon, to me is abhorrent. It's criminal. It's just a distinct understanding that somebody wants to say, we're suffering less casualties that we don't want to talk about, so we'll just scratch the number off. But the number is a name and a person and a being.
Like the brother, well, I know about all will be revealed, but I think his name was he changed his to Spartacus. Don't join this shit, dude. They don't give a fuck about us. How easy it is for them, how convenient to just scratch your wall. Like, hey, you know what? Not many people died because it was just a bunch of dark motherfuckers. It was just some Mexicans and blacks. We're only going to report that 1 white guy died because that's what matters. Not these stupid ass beaners, spicks, and wetbags, and I guess how they say it, niggers. Because that's exactly how they talk. That's exactly how they treated these 3 kids right here. By only reporting 1 fucking casualty, or at least hardly any, basically gives you the idea of how they're going to report casualties. So quite frankly, when they say that supposedly 13 died, just imagine that 13 is 1/4 of the actual people that died, and you do the mathematics on that shit. And it's fucking sad and it's fuming. But let me show this to you though too at the same time, because guess what? Look, man, this is so fucking disgusting, bro. This is like raza, homie. I mean, people have corrupted you motherfuckers so bad that you can't even see yourselves in other people, bro.
Like that. Stop supporting me. Stop. All right. Well, stop touching my homeboy like that. Stop grabbing him like that. All right. Well, stop grabbing him like that. Chill. Don't grab me. Don't touch me, bro. What you, cuz? I'm telling you now. I chill, bro. And y'all need to back up. No, you need. No, y'all need to back up. Okay, no. Hey, don't touch me, bro. Don't touch me. Why you touching me? Nah, don't touch me. Nah, chile, nada vamos a enseñar ni verga, vato. Todo vatos, güey, a chile, güey. Yo. Neta, pero all the time. What
is that, dude? Oh, but that's not even all, bro. Let me fast forward a little bit. I'm going to show you a little bit more. See, the moment you guys give way, Like one thing I learned about my parents, actually, yeah, you could say that. It wasn't necessarily my parents. It was just something I learned throughout the way. And then I became a parent about this way too, right? The moment you treat your own kind like shit gives way for others to treat your kind like shit. You give them permission.
Pathetic display and an abuse of power. Speaking of.
What's that? I can record for my safety? Sure. I'll put this on, man. How'd you get in the United States? Huh? Are you a citizen? Yeah. Okay. ¿Qué? How did you get in the United States? ¿Español? Just a citizen. You speak English, right? I'm from a house that is known for targets. No, I'm a citizen. You're a citizen? Okay, I'm gonna run you and make sure you are, okay? Okay. All right. What about him? Yeah, citizen. Go on here? Okay. Just give us a second, okay? Okay. So you guys check out, we'll let you go. You said you live with your parents?
No, I said I went to go visit them. I live in Spencer.
What's your dad's name? You're not gonna get the information. You don't have to. I can still ask you. You don't have to tell me.
I'd rather not say.
Huh? Manos, speak Spanish? Manos, ¿qué quieres hacer? ¿Estoy grabando? ¿Qué quieres hacer? Man, come on.
Film all you want, but we got multiple things going on right now, so just keep your hands where I can see them. Don't move around too much.
Okay. And then. Yeah, we're free to go.
You're detained right now, sir.
No, we're not detained. They haven't told you detained.
They didn't say nothing about
I'm telling you right now.
No, we're not detained. No.
Look, I got that already, and you are not allowed to do this.
They're not detained.
Get off the phone.
Hey. Mira. Mira.
Have you heard of necessary? Is it necessary? Yeah, I know it doesn't matter to y'all. I get it. But it does matter to a few of us that do watching and appreciate what I share. Thank you for being here, fam. Please share and like. And for the haters, fuck you too. And your mama.
Yeah.
Put your hands here.
Mira.
Put your hands here. Manos.
No, mi madre verga. Pues su perra puta madre.
Manos.
No, vale verga.
Put your hand here. Put your hand here.
Put the phone down. We're not playing games.
All right, we're not playing games either, man.
When you're being detained,
We're not detained. They haven't told us what you're detained.
I'm telling you,
No, we're not. Where you can go hands up. All right.
Put your hands up. We haven't done anything.
Why you him, bro? Why you him, bro?
You need to relax.
Stop moving around.
Stop.
Knock it off. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. You got the right one. Come on. Come on. Come on. You gonna go and come? Come on. Come on. Hey, what? Man, come on. All right. Put your hands up. Interfere with your hands up. Put your hands up. Hands right here.
Power-hungry tyrants like these are pawns for Stephen Miller's wet dream fantasy. What level of fascism is this, guys? Please do tell me.
Abuso a una mujer. A una mujer.
Tiene que identificar de él.
A una mujer.
Tiene que identificar de él.
A una mujer, mira, estoy en Tampa, frente a la aplicación.
Please do me a favor. Whenever I hear some motherfucker saying something about reparations, bro, I'm just gonna fucking shit on your comments and probably spit on your fucking sign. Disgustingly, really amazing. But, you know, I mean, come on, they're humans, right? They don't know any better.
Aplicación de migración, mira.
Báilale suave, a esos abusadores.
Stop resisting.
Oye,
Police. Stop resisting.
A una mujer, hermano.
ni se identifican ni nada.
Ni nada. Vestido de civil.
Ni se identifican ni nada. Un abuso lo que tienen.
¿Qué abuso?
Un abuso lo que tienen.
Unos abusadores lo que son. Un minuto antes hubiéramos podido ayudarla, pero figúrate.
You're gonna call it. You're gonna call it.
When?
You're gonna call him today.
When?
We'll give you a phone call in the car.
Tremenda impotencia, que tengo las manos temblando y no poder hacer nada, porque figúrate, esta gente son unos animales. Mira, andan en un carro, andan en ese carro azul,
Maskless ICE agents in Tampa, Florida went after this woman in broad daylight and put her in handcuffs.
$50,000. This is what your soul is worth.
How could you guys do this to us, man? You understand what you guys are doing? Look at this. Look at this.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, no. You're not gonna scare me.
Don't touch her. Don't touch her. Don't touch her. Back up. This morning, we came by to this location, Bergen Line Avenue.
Let me just say something real quick in case you guys are like kind of wondering about what you're seeing, okay? The Republican Party right now is scaring all of you people that supposedly the Democrats are becoming socialists, which would become communists, which would then take your rights and, you know, do martial law and all kinds of shit. Republicans are doing that right now. Republicans are doing this to you guys right now. This is the most authoritative example that you can find anywhere. What better example? Let's say you're a teacher and you want to show, okay, look, listen, let's put it this way, family. Let's do a test. Forget about ICE. Forget about, okay, just don't even listen to this place being like here in the US, okay? Just watch it. Don't read it. Just watch and imagine it in another, like from another country, all right? Just don't even read like let's imagine this is in Russia or some shit. You'd be like, yeah, I've seen that on TV. Like, yeah, they grab people, bro. That's crazy, bro. Police and shit. We all like, oh, that's not fair. Man, they don't have no rights. The thing is, this is not in another country, bro. This is here now. This is here now. They're targeting gente for the way they look. They don't pull over negros. They don't pull over white people. No, maybe Asians. Definitely us. I mean, the fucking Holgram said it himself. The fucking dude, he said, no, whatever his name is, the guy that can't speak. He says, yeah, if we have suspicious, activities, and you look a certain way and you have a certain job, yeah, we can fucking arrest you. This is not in some other country. This is here.
Activists now targeting bus stops. You heard that correctly.
Stops. How many other locations? So again, you got to be on point. Just be aware of what you're doing. Be aware that any moment a vehicle like this can't see into the window. There are tints. They came into this location and they grabbed people. So again, we're letting you guys know, please be attentive.
In Fairview, New Jersey, ICE agents are, per local activists, now targeting bus stops. You heard that correctly. When they're not abusing people on foot, ICE agents use chemical weapons on the public in drive-bys. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member.
The part is that Raza doesn't give a fuck, dude. And that's the fucking sad part, bro. Let me remind you of something that's been going on. Look, I am a product of privatization. I don't know if you guys understand that shit, okay? I'm 50 years old. Was born in Guadalajara, Jalisco. My parents brought me over here when I was like 7 or 8. My dad finally got his paperwork together here. It took a few years to get us completely all that legality and shit. Then he became a U.S. citizen and all that. I was like 13, 14, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point being is, we left where we lived because my dad lost his job. My dad worked for the union. Powerful at that time, you could say, so to speak, or at least there was jobs where they weren't privatized yet. And we were considered, right, in those standards in Mexico, middle income. My dad had just bought a house. I'm sorry, let me take that back. He hadn't just bought a house. He bought a house probably like 6 years before I was born. That was when my brother was born. So roughly around that time, because originally we were from El Fresno in Guadalajara. All right, and that's because he had a job that was secured. It wasn't privatized. And as soon as you got those two presidents in 1980 and 9, it was over.
They privatized most of these positions. And why? To make money for themselves, and they sold them to the gringos. That's why we came here. We didn't want to come here. You motherfuckers took our fucking jobs. You white people took our fucking jobs. You know, it's so funny that you just sit here and sit back like, oh my God, people invading. Your fucking government manipulated, you know who, because obviously they're in their fucking pocket to privatize organizations or certain companies or businesses so that you can get the money. And we lost. And then you say, we're taking your jobs. What the fuck you saying? You stole our shit. This is why I get so mad at you simple ass cracker barrels, bro. You guys don't realize that you know, look, it's funny, man. It's most of you guys that talk all this shit, you're not even the ones passing these laws. And you don't even know what much more benefit these stupid ass bastards that are in power get more than you. But nah, you know what? You're there to fucking lambiscarle los pinches huevos, bro. That's how you guys keep rich people ahead.
Así de chiquita la tiene Alito Moreno en cuestión de contextura moral, ética y defensa a la soberanía nacional. Mire, la presidenta Claudia Sheinbaum hizo un llamado a la unidad.
Do it in English. Do it in English. Let me see if he has it in English. Yeah, he does. Let's go.
Look, that is how tiny Alito Moreno's moral and ethical stature is, as well as his defense of national sovereignty. Look, President Claudia Sheinbaum called for national unity not in support of the government she represents, but in defense of Mexican migrants, our countrymen who are in the United States.
So, you know, she's trying to defend our gente here, okay? Follow this shit, all right? This is a president in Mexico, you know, trying to do something about la gente de aquí, güey, right? Of how they're getting treated, okay? Our people.
And are being attacked or murdered by ICE, by Donald Trump, new Gestapo, and the North American government. Many political parties, including some from the opposition, joined in. Who signed the agreement? Morena, the PT, the Green Party, and Movimiento Ciudadano.
So basically saying that all of those are like, let's say, like Democratic Party, Republican Party, they're just different parties, right? And in that section, they're like, no, we all agree our gente needs to be taken care of. But guess who fucking voted against it? Like, nah, fuck no, you Mexicans don't, nah, we don't care about you immigrants. You left Mexico, I guess you ain't Mexican? Is that what the fuck it is?
Who are the only ones who said they wouldn't go along with it? One, the PAN, and the other, the PRI. In fact, Alejandro Moreno said it was a poisoned apple, that it was a smokescreen to say migrants were being persecuted, and that he wouldn't close ranks with what he called a narco government.
Do you hear what he said? That our gente are not being persecuted here. That's the fucking representative of el PRI, güey. Ese pinche puto hijo de su madre, cabrón. Dice que ni siquiera hay abusos acá, güey. Nah, es puro cuento, güey. Es puro cuento de la izquierda. Los mexicanos acá los están tratando como si fueran dioses, cabrón.
That is why I say, that is how tiny their morality is, and especially their memory. We have to remember here, when there were real opponents, as, for example, a certain Andrés Manuel López Obrador, who even as the main opposition leader to the PRIANato that Alejandro Moreno now represents, closed ranks with Enrique Peña Nieto against Donald Trump's threat of intervention. And if you don't remember, we'll refresh your memory. Let's see and listen. Peña Nieto. Trump belittled Peña Nieto. He looked down on him. That must be clarified immediately. I demand that the interview be made public, that the interview be released, because it is recorded. If what was revealed today on Carmen Aristegui's show is true, it is truly outrageous. It is outrageous. It is a humiliation for Mexico, because Peña represents the people of Mexico, whether we like it or not. He holds the presidential office. He represents the people of Mexico. And no Mexican is going to like how Donald Trump treated the president of Mexico, Haka. They have to release that recording. And as an act of amends, I'll say it now. First, Peña should offer an apology to the people of Mexico. Release that recording. And two, immediately file a complaint with the United Nations against the United States government and against Donald Trump for human rights violations and racial discrimination. That is the most important thing.
The treaty can wait.
The treaty. Having a
So as you can see, and the reason I translate that for y'all in English is because you need to know what the fuck your own people are doing to you. Now listen to this shit. I'm gonna play it in. I want to play it in Spanish, man. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna play. Actually, you can't. Can you? Nah, I don't want to translate it. I need you to hear this. Pinche gente mexicana ya, güey. O disque, ¿no? Ahora te tienen que cuestionar tu capacidad, o sea, tu inteligencia, you know, para ver si puedes votar, güey. Imagine if somebody told you here, because you know we don't talk about voting, but let's just say we were voting, and all of a sudden they pass laws that, hey, listen, you can't vote unless you have an IQ of 105. It's the same shit that this fucking bitch is saying.
Vida. Mucha confianza me genera Lito Moreno cuando dice que hay que tenerle confianza a los Estados Unidos. Pero como aquí tenemos prohibido olvidar, hoy vengo a hablarles de cartas. Una carta muy vieja, de hace 102 años, escrita en febrero de 1924.
No. I was reading the next video. I had it in line. This is the video. My bad. This is Robert Larson. Listen to what he says when it comes to controlling people. My bad. And it did connect with the video before. I apologize. We had just seen AMLO, you know, sharing what he was sharing regarding the way that they treat our people. Well, you know, the only way that you allow that shit to happen to our gente is if you actually are bought from inside, okay? And this is how they did it.
Le escribió el entonces secretario de Estado de Estados Unidos, Robert Lansing, lo que vendría siendo actualmente Marco Rubio, y dice lo siguiente. México es un país extraordinariamente fácil de dominar porque basta con controlar a un solo hombre, el presidente. Tenemos que abandonar la idea de poner en la presidencia mexicana a un ciudadano americano, ya que eso conduciría otra vez a la guerra. La solución necesita de más tiempo. Debemos abrirle a los jóvenes mexicanos ambiciosos las puertas de nuestras universidades y hacer el esfuerzo de educarlos en el modo de vida americano, en nuestros valores y en el respeto del liderazgo de Estados Unidos. México necesitará administradores competentes y con el tiempo esos jóvenes llegarán a ocupar cargos importantes y eventualmente se adueñarán de la misma presidencia y sin necesidad de que Estados Unidos gaste un centavo o dispare un tiro, harán lo que queramos y lo harán mejor y más radicalmente que lo que nosotros mismos podríamos haberlo hecho. Robert Lansing, febrero de 1924.
Question is, why are you Cracker Barrel, Gringolandians, white people, Edomites, worshippers of Odin, because it's Edom, Valhalla, motherfucking idiots? Why are you trying to really suppress the ability of us? If you are that fucking great, why can't we just have equal playing field? You see, the reality is I know that you can't have that because, like, in my field, I kick your ass, your Cracker Barrel asses all day, every day. I outsell you motherfuckers all day, every day. To me, you're nothing. And I believe that that's why you don't want that ability for a gente to find out how fucking greater they are than your dirty, stinking asses. Hide behind your stupid ass red hat. Oh, yeah, you bunch of grifters, bro. I love it because guess what, man? At least we're letting our people know that, listen, man, look how obvious it is, fam. You call these so-called Mexicans? The spirit beareth witness, so to speak, you know? you can see what they stand for, or who they were here for, or who they helped.
Cuando Alba
Especially when they give a fuck more about their money than the rest of the people. I mean, hey man, there's nothing wrong with you making money, but you still have to be considerate of your community.
por favor, la propuesta de los voceros juveniles del Partido Acción Nacional, en este caso en voz de la abogada y profesora de la UP, Natalia Torres, quien dijo que no todos los mexicanos merecían.
That I'm talking about. Not everybody should vote. Nah, not everybody should vote, especially if you're Mexican.
El derecho a votar. ¿Cómo lo haría ella? Escuchemos.
¿Todos deberían de votar?
Yo creo que no. Y lo volveré a decir 75 veces. Me turbo vale madre si no les pareció. O deja tú eso. Yo en algún momento hice una propuesta que solamente pudieras tener acceso al voto con el conocimiento mínimo básico indispensable de lo que hace el Estado. O sea, las razones por las que vas a votar. Vamos a tratar de atacarlo todos los frentes. Te pueden decir es que no toda la gente.
Do you understand what the fuck you're listening to here? Matter of fact, I'm not saying it because the languages. It's imagine if somebody here said, well, actually, they're doing it, right? The right wingers. Imagine right wingers telling y'all, you can't vote unless you have some type of, understanding of government. I'm serious. That's what she's fucking saying, bro.
Please listen to the proposal from the youth spokespeople of the National Action Party, in this case voiced by lawyer and UP professor Natalia Torres, who stated that not all Mexicans deserved the right to vote. How would she do it? Let's listen.
Everyone should vote.
I don't think so. And I would say it again 75 times. I don't care. Doesn't matter if you didn't like it. Forget about that. At some point, I propose that you should only have access to vote with the minimum, basic, and essential knowledge of what the state actually does. I mean, the reasons why you are voting. Let's try to address it from all fronts. They might say, but not everyone has had access to education. That's a good point. What if the INE perhaps invented an electoral information body? Let's say they held several sessions or classes that you must attend to take certain exams, and with those exams, you get your voter ID card.
Through an exam that proves they have the knowledge to vote and to be voted for. I imagine this applies to those who cast their vote or to those who are going to become candidates. Let's look at history. For example, Carlos.
It in Spanish because I'd rather hear it in Spanish. I wanted you guys to listen to her fucking, and that's basically racism. That's looking at our so-called brown people that don't really have time to go study about government and shit because that's what you're involved in. Either you are involved in it or you study about it or you report on it. How the fuck can you compare that? It's like, for example, like, listen, I'm only going to do surgery on you. I'm a doctor, right? I'm a doctor. And I'm only going to do surgery on you if you can answer 20 of these questions that, you know what I mean, that give you an understanding of how, like, medicine works. If you can't answer these 20 questions, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You're just going to die. The fuck are you saying, bro? But guess what, fam? It's happened for years. And now it's being exposed. And that's why you raza needs to understand, bro. Like, misma gente que son disque tus hermanos, they're not your brethren. I don't know why you've been sold on this fucking idea that Jesus came for everybody and the Virgin Mary is such a virgin. This is why they keep fucking raping you guys.
Gortari, un hombre con doctorado, estudiado en las universidades de Estados Unidos, justo como Ernesto Zedillo Ponce de León en Yale, y los dos, ¿qué hicieron? Privatizaron las principales empresas.
When we had to leave Guadalajara, because that motherfucker, not this one, the one before, he privatized a lot of shit.
Como Ernesto Zedillo Ponce de León en Yale, y los dos, ¿qué hicieron? Privatizaron las principales empresas paraestatales, vendieron el país a los estadounidenses y justo después de concluir sus presidencias se convirtieron en accionistas y en consejeros de las empresas gringas a las que justamente les vendieron el país. Lázaro Cárdenas, ¿qué? ¿El general qué? Nomás estudió tercero de primaria y aún así...
Understand, he only went to the 3rd grade. Now, remember, this is 1917. Right? Actually, he was running around 1915, 14, 17, 16, something right around that time. But remember, keep in mind from what I shared with you on from the classes that the literacy around that time must have been like, I don't know, 10%, 15, maybe, give take. There was hardly any educated people in Mexico because all the power was with the rich and they did not want to educate our gente. They didn't even let our gente read the fucking Bible. Seriously.
Sí, con tercero de primaria llegó la expropiación petrolera, creó el Consejo Nacional Campesino, creó el Politécnico Nacional. ¿O qué acaso los indígenas deberían de tener también un examen para votar y ser votados? Vean los indígenas que han llegado al poder. Benito Juárez ganó 2 guerras, gracias a él no hablamos francés, se consagró la Constitución de 1857, posiblemente la más progresista de aquel siglo, separando al Estado de la Iglesia. ¿O qué tal esos afromexicanos y esos mulatos que también hagan examen, como Vicente Guerrero? 4º presidente de México, sí, afromexicano, y que se la sacó diciendo que la patria es primero. ¿O qué tal esos grillos de la UNAM que estudiaron en la Facultad de Ciencias y Políticos y Sociales? Esa gente que llega de Macuspana, de Tepetitán, que logra bajar a 13.4 millones de mexicanos la pobreza. Sí es cierto, pongan exámenes cada gente que ha llegado a gobernar este país. O tal vez la gente que abusa de la libertad de expresión y no teme a desmentir su propia desfachatez.
They don't like gente, bro. Like, seriously. So that's why you need to know exactly who the fuck these people are, man. Look, listen one more time.
Yo creo que no. Y lo volveré a decir 75 veces. Me turbo vale madre si no les pareció.
Me turbo vale madre que no me parece, güey. Pinche pendeja, cabrón.
Todo eso, yo en algún momento hice una propuesta que solamente pudieras tener acceso a...
Here's one thing I fucking dislike about you New Mexicans and shit, especially when you guys speak Spanish. You guys go, o sea, el otro día fui a la tienda y me conseguí un burrito de carne asada. You guys want to know what that fucking sounds like? It sounds like Valley shit. It's like the other day I went to the party and like, dude, you sound fucking stupid. Seriously, you Mexicans sound fucking dumb talking like that. O sea, el otro día me fue you are ruining the language. Well, I don't even know who the fuck taught you to talk that way. The fuck is going on with you fucking dumbasses? And then the worst part is then you want to use your little stupid ass like, o sea, yo soy pinche mexicana y aquí me vale verga todo lo que digo lo demás. Like, shh, bro.
Me turbo vale madre si no les parece.
That's funny how she's me turbo, me vale madre. Right. Supposedly she's Mexican. Now, fuck no. You want to know what this is? You're looking at a #1 Kazar right here. Kazar, motherfucker. They are taking over Mexico. You know that, right? But I warned you, motherfuckers. I kept telling you since 2022 they were going to do that shit. No, no me hacen caso, güey. No, se creen un chingo, cabrones.
Yo en algún momento hice una propuesta que solamente
turbo, cabrón,
con el conocimiento mínimo básico e indispensable de lo que hace el Estado. O sea, las razones por las que vas a votar. Vamos a ver.
What you Mexicans should do over there, bro, just vote this bitch out and get the fuck out of them. Get rid of them, bro. Seriously, man. Whatever way you can.
Olvidar. Ricardo Salinas Pliego es un
Another piece of shit. This is why I'm trying to tell you an example, bro. Supposedly este güey es mexicano, güey. Dice que es mexicano, ¿no? Roberto Plega. Ay, el dueño de Banco Azteca y Electra. Ven a comprar cosas para mí. Yo te financeo, cabrón. This motherfucker, look, watch what he did, bro.
Mezquino y un miserable, eso lo sabemos todos, tanto él como los que están rodeados de él, tanto los que trabajan para él. La mala suerte de ellos es creer que son como él. Ahora, el tema...
Es que, güey, la pura neta es lo que me gustó de que dijo. La mala suerte es de que ellos piensan que son como él, güey. Yo aquí estoy trabajando para Roberto Plega y yo lo defiendo porque soy como él. Pinche pendejo indio mamón. Este güey hasta te escupiera a tu madre, güey. Look what he said about you.
Aquí, redundante hasta la médula, en efecto, es que es un ser mezquino, pero ha cruzado un límite inaceptable. Como recordará la presidenta Claudia Sheinbaum, clausuró la final del Mundial 2026 en Nueva York y cuando llegó a su hotel alrededor de las 2 de la mañana, fue recibida con serenata de mexicanas y mexicanos de la comunidad mexicana en Nueva York, que es
context, this is the World Cup, you know, and she came to present the fucking trophy and shit, right? And she, you know, you guys all saw her. So the gente, raza who likes her a lot, she got like 70% or 60% approval rate, whatever. They, they say they thank her. Hey, thank you. Listen to this motherfucker. That's why I'm telling you, family. And this is what we know about being Mexican, Mexica. We know that there's a lot of so-called Mexicans. There ain't no fucking Mexicans, bro. Whatsoever. This is one prime example. So what happens? They get together, and what the fuck does Roberto Plega, the donor of Electra, and the owner of Electra and the owner of Banco Azteca, what does he say?
Es bastante amplia, donde por ejemplo muchos poblanos residen y viven ahí. Bueno, ¿qué fue lo que sucedió? Este señor que simplemente morirá bajo el seudónimo y el mote de la perrita de Trump, llamó y promovió a que el ICE, la Gestapo de Donald Trump, deportara a los migrantes, a los mexicanos.
Right there, look at that shit. Tu pinche Banco Azteca, güey, el dueño de esa madre, güey, el pinche dueño de Electra or some fucking shit. Don Ricardo Salino Pliego. Junta más gente, un gatito atropellado. Un gatito atropellado is kind of like a slang saying, just, who cares? Get more people together and then, llévatelos, güey. Llévatelos. Un gatito atropellado is kind of like a, Mexicans in Mexico like to use stuff like that, like they'll say some random shit and you think it has nothing to do with the conversation. Yeah, it has a lot to do with the conversation. So it's pretty much un gatito atropellado, no importa, güey. Ay, nomás pones en un grupo y es un pinche gatito atropellado, cabrón. No te preocupes, güey. Es como un caballo pisoteando la pinche caca, güey. Basically that.
Que recibieron a la presidenta Claudia Sheinbaum. ¿Por qué esto es gravísimo? Porque al día de hoy, mientras se graba, edita y publica este reel, este Prohibido Olvidar, le comento que ya van más de 17 mexicanos asesinados por el ICE, por la Gestapo de Donald Trump. No son un servicio de deportación.
17 so far. 17, güey. 17 cabrones, disculpa. 17 hermanos y hermanas han muerto a las manos de estos que chingan a su madre, güey. But, a lot of you guys don't care. You're living your lives. You're like, yeah, it ain't my brother. It ain't my cousin. It ain't my problem. I'm a U.S. citizen. I was born here. It'll come to you. Oh, well, I'm black. It ain't going to fuck with me. It'll come to you. Well, I'm white. Oh, yeah, it'll come to you too. Because eventually they'll decide who the fuck is and who the fuck isn't.
Son un grupo armado de matar a quienes no son estadounidenses. Y este señor, Salinas Pliego, ha cometido un error brutal porque ahora se está llamando al boicot masivo no solo contra las empresas de Salinas Pliego, sino en concreto con aquellas que son subsidiadas por los migrantes. Por ejemplo, Banco Azteca y Electra son favoritos muchas veces de los migrantes, no por tener algunas opciones, sino porque no conocen, por ejemplo, financiamiento del gobierno federal para enviar sus remesas que generan como migrantes a territorio nacional para sus familias. Se ha convocado, sí, adiós Total Play, adiós TV Azteca, adiós Banco Azteca, adiós Electra, adiós Salinas y Rocha, adiós Itálica, adiós todo lo que tenga que ver con este sujeto, porque no se da cuenta que hoy a las personas que desprecia por ser 4T, que son mexicanos, justo tal cual él, que por no pensar igual, busca que sean deportadas o peor, sean eliminadas. Y así no quiere que le digan la perrita de Trump. Siempre lo es, siempre lo ha sido y siempre lo será. Dale like.
All right, we're almost done, but I want to show this to you. This is why it's important on this channel. I don't fucking discriminate. I will call out any motherfucker out here. And we know that since 1492, we've had Negroes acting like invaders, raping our daughters, stealing their shit too. You know what I mean? Like, we know that they, white people didn't just do it themselves. They got help by you morenos, which is why this is not surprising. Check it out.
pissed me off. I suspect it'll piss you off as well, but I also think we can do something about it. So this is Pedro of Pedro's Ice Cream. That's his Instagram. He's in Long Beach, California, and he has an ice cream cart on a bicycle, and he rides around selling ice cream. He also happens to be deaf. This is how he makes a living, selling ice cream and treats from his cart. Obviously, as a street vendor, he deals with stuff, people stealing things, messing with them, etc. But on July 4th, he had a woman in a Mercedes hit his bicycle and destroy it.
Excuse me.
For context, he said this happened at the corner of East Shoreline Drive and Shoreline Village Drive at 5:30 on July 4th. He said he raised up his hand to tell the driver to stop. The driver, a black woman driving a tan Mercedes-Benz.
Wait. Don't fucking read so fast over that shit. I know you white people are so afraid to fucking read it. Let's read it slowly. My hand and said stop to the driver. The driver, blackity black, a Negro, okay? A hateful fucking Negro, woman driving a tan Mercedes. Let's put it this way. If she was a white person, and if I said a hateful white person, you guys would be okay with that. Don't come here with that fucking bullshit, bro. This is a racist fucking Negro, bro. This is a woman that when she sees raza like you, she may run you over. I mean, shit, she ran over the bike. If it was legal, you don't think she'd run over the brother? I don't trust people, bro. Like, it is so obvious. We know history now. The driver, black, woman driving a tan Mercedes-Benz. I mean, come on. Obviously, you probably make more money than this dude. Why are you hating on him? Continue driving to try to hit my ice cream cart. Struck and damaged my ice cream cart tricycle, causing me to lose, I believe. I have been unable to repair it. I have not been able to repair that damage, and my ice cream cart has been out of operation. I have not been able to return to selling ice cream. I urgently need help in raising funds to purchase a new car tricycle to at least replace the one damaged in the accident and restart my ice cream business and continue supporting myself. Any donations? Like, dude, it's just... You guys see how much you're fucking hated? For what? For just existing, bro. What did he do? He was driving around with his paletera tricycle trying to sell some ice cream. What did he do? Did he rob a black motherfucking person? No. But apparently, a motherfucking black person thought he did and ran his fucking bicycle over. And then what happened? Where's Black Lives Matter, bro? Hey, where's IUCPK? Where's IUIC, bro? Where are you going out? Why come you don't go out there and march and be like, hey, man, y'all shouldn't do that to our brother, Hispanic brothers, our 10 tribe brothers. Come with us. Nah, fuck you, you motherfuckers. Y'all are fake as fuck. You know different than that stupid-ass New Testament that you gave my people. Stupid-ass white Jesus, stupid-ass Negro Jesus, stupid-ass goddamn Virgin Mary that never was real. This is why our gente is so fucking polluted with bullshit, bro. Because you think these people are your people. They didn't bring shit to us at all. They brought destruction and stupidity. What the fuck did this man do to that negra, bro? What did she do to her? Where's Black Lives Matter now? Hey, you know what's so funny? All of a sudden, Corey Reed gets shot. Now, a bunch of black people trying to march. Do you guys realize that there's been white people getting shot and brown people getting shot? And just because you see a chance to see a negro get shot, oh, shit, reparations. Fuck you. We're sick of your shit. You know different than these white people. Let's continue.
Continued driving, tried to hit my ice cream cart, struck and damaged my cart. He's been unable to sell ice cream since because the cart's been out of commission. And here's the thing, like that car has temp tags. She totally wrecks the side of this car. That scrape was not there before she dragged his bike along it and totally wrecked his bike. And people tried to intervene. tried to get her attention and talk to her, and she was like oblivious or out of it or drunk. I don't know what's going on. Unfortunately, he did not get a shot of her like
It is because it was dark, huh?
this is the closest you come to seeing her. He just said it was a black woman, and we only see that. But we do have her temp tag, which expired June 27th. This is July 4th, so she's already driving around on plates that aren't valid. And some things going on here. So I'd love to find out who she is. But also, we can help Pedro out. This is Instagram. You can go to his Instagram. He has a link tree there. In his link tree, he has his number for his Zelle, which you can just enter.
Hey, fam, I mean, I don't know who's listening, bro, but if you guys are down, bro, I'll put in some money, man. We help the brother out and get him a fucking truck. We can do that, you know. It's not impossible. It's just how many of you guys got huevos?
Here, or you could go. He also has Venmo, and he's asking for anyone's help. In the comment section, people are like, "Pedro's great. Pedro's amazing. I've gotten stuff from him. He's the best. He's wonderful." So this is pretty devastating for him, and it's ridiculous that this happened. So if you feel like giving something, he said every little bit helps, and that's always true. So I think we could probably get his bike fixed or get it replaced so that he can get back out there, and hope.
Wow. But no hate crime reported, right? Fuck the cops. You know, there's a black person involved. Really? Dude, that's been happening to our gente for a while, man.
All right, Coconut Grove, Florida. These women are at a movie theater watching a movie, and apparently laughing at a funny part of the movie is enough to have someone come and throw your food at you and hit you with a pizza pan until they break your finger.
Friends were here to see a movie late Sunday night when the storyline led to a chuckle.
Something happened in the movie, and we are laughing like, ha ha ha, and he say, shut the f up, bitches. And I say, you can say be quiet, no, shut the f up, bitches.
Take it to the floor.
Saying, I want to throw away all your food. And I say, do it. And he do it, but I never think he going to get the tray and hit me on my face and
But see, that deserves reparations. Like that would we need to get reparations for these people, bro. Because once you give them reparations, they'll stop being mean to people. You guys realize that now? So like, let's all work on giving them reparations. And then I promise you that it will never be mean like this.
broke my finger.
Ay, ¿qué te pasa? After this, she says he casually returned to his road to take in the rest of the flick.
He hit me and he go to him sit and sit it like nothing. And he say like, cheers.
Her friend snapping this picture at that very moment.
Man, come on, man.
They called for security and police, and as a guard took the man out of the theater, they followed, hoping the guard would try to hold him there until police arrived.
Security did not stop him. He walked away long before police got there. So this is the guy. I cleaned up the image.
Yeah, if the girls were white, you know, there'd be a different response, right? Or if the police was white, then and the girls were black, you know, they'd be like, oh my God, Black Lives Matter now. Yeah, good luck with reparations. Fuck all y'all motherfuckers. Reparations, my fucking deal, bro. It's. I mean, come on, man. What the fuck, bro? What is the dude wasn't. Oh my God, bro. And the sad part is that our people don't even understand, like, they don't even hear, like, what we typically share. Why do you think this is happening to you? Why do you think?
A little bit as well. One clue, he has a Joker ha 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 tattoo on his chest. Between that and his fit, bracelets, hat, whatever, I feel like if you know him, you'd be like, I know who that is. And that's all I'm looking for. So, Coconut Grove, Miami, do me a favor. Someone tell me who he is.
Yeah, you're no different than the Khazars. You know how Khazars always say they're the chosen ones? These motherfuckers say the same shit. And they really express and tell us exactly who they are. But anyhow, with all that said, man, I apologize for not doing the class that I should have done before, which is this one. You know, Matter of fact, I'm not going to make excuses. I'm just going to make time to get this class done. Y'all have a good night. I'll play a couple songs and we out. By the way, Guaracuya, good to have you here, brother, man. Appreciate you here, man. All right? Good night, bro.
Miras a otro lado, los fantasmas del pasado no se detendrán hasta verte derrumbado. Peores lo hemos pasado. Andaba a golpes con la tristeza, me aportó riqueza, me otorgó sabiduría, pues se dibujaba en todas mis piezas. Yo con alegría le daba color después. La aguja sigue girando, tiempo parece se burlar de mí. Dijo que sanaría esperando, pero creo que la espina aún sigue ahí. Con los dedos lo voy palpando. Cierro los puños, escapa de aquí. Agonizando, no me espera el tiempo, no voy a esperar por ti.
Nuestras huellas en la orilla se han borrado por la marea. Si esas estrellas ya no brillan, las entiendo pa' que veas. Sea donde sea, bajo la tormenta o dentro de la odisea, donde arañas cubren el cielo de tela, los aviones nadan y los barcos vuelan. Aunque parezca que va bien, no sabes bien si va mal. Besos que pueden doler, ojos que pueden matar. Tengo mi alma en el almacén encerrada, mi corazón está en huelga, mis sentimientos en ámbar. Gente, Calamala dijo que estaría presente. Fallaron como nunca, se fueron para siempre. Millones de razones para vengarme, pero a veces duele más actuar indiferente.
Como no quieren ver ahogados, tenemos branquias y cerrados los bronquios como la mente de un guardia. Yo soy la montaña y vine con la cordillera. Más cojones que tu ganga tiene una madre soltera. Tú cúbrete si suena mi tu. A mí la tengo soldado fumando de su palulu. Ni un conjuro de grimorio me lo salva del velorio. Pa' tener pila valorio se matan vestidos de emporio. Yo no quiero una pistola, estoy soñando que la vida que quería me llega a tiempo. Desde que yo la vi sola, loco ando. Vino a verme cuando el sol se estaba poniendo y se dejó una pluma y se perdió en la bruma. Nunca se despidió de mí, nunca se despidió de mí.
Vivo en un mundo que parece roto y sé que no, porque todo es perfecto y lo debo plasmar. Me fumo un trocolor tras otro y lo veo todo otro color. Me siento libre porque vuelvo a conectar. Mi gente sufre y no lo puedo evitar, más que dándole consejos siempre desde la humildad. Es su camino hacia la fraternidad. Solo puedo que enseñarles a respetar y amar. Con esta bendición como no voy a aprovechar. Los códigos que llegan los tenemos que aceptar. Si me reencarné fue para ayudar y no para malgastar mi tiempo en beneficio del mal. En la unión nace la fuerza y eso nos hace juntar las ganas que siempre tuvimos para iluminar a la gente que se le ocurra y la malla armonizar. Vinimos para dar fuego a la que no nos va a quemar.
Arda y por dentro la llama, no puedo contener la ras. Churruscao el corazón, el armazón no puede llegar a pesarme más. Si abro la boca, tu tumba al suelo, me muelo a diario y sobrado de gas. Escupo ristas perfectas, paladas de versos eternos, no mueren jamás. Cuando acabe mi condena, me vi muy solo y perdido. Cada vez más negra la flema, más elegante el problema, pero planté cara a todos mis enemigos. Recuperé las ganas, las fuerzas y el garbo. Dedico requiems a mis diablos, que aquí estoy vivo de milagro. Delicadas flores crecieron entre los cardos. Me dicen bien, es más delgado que de costumbre. Será de tanto que he bailado en el alambre, que a tanta pena es mejor no ponerle nombre. Llevamos la música en vena, nuestra sangre.